Gruesome Magazine.
Hello, once again, I'm your host, Doc Rotten, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-hosts Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dreher, and I will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, I'm having a good time. We're going to review the second episode of Chucky, streaming, or available now, I guess I should say, on USA and SYFY. Do a stream? I don't know. I watched it on YouTube.
I watched it on the stream.
There you go. Did you? Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, let me get you guys introduced to the co-host, starting off with Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
I'm a good. How are you?
You're a good guy.
You're a good guy. Mm-hmm.
It's stitched on my. It's stitched on my underwear.
Yeah.
What? No.
Oh no! Also joining us.
I'm not telling you where. I'm not telling you where.
Also joining us is Crystal Cleveland, the Living Dead Girl. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm good. See, I got my little
Oh, nice.
pen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is what I wrote my review down with. So
There you go. That's your note pen. All right. Rounding out the crew, of course, is the one and only Dave Dreher. How you doing, Dave?
Is it wrong that I know where Jeff keeps his name on his underwear?
Oh,
I feel like I know that.
Oh, okay. We've gone too far now.
I misread to the end. No.
That's because you bought her a pair from his
From his
The Jeff Mohr collection.
OnlyFans. The OnlyFans.
Check out Etsy.
Yeah. Oh,
Etsy.
even better. That's actually a little more fitting. All right, let's welcome our special guest host, award-winning filmmaker.
Christopher's never coming back.
Oh.
I'm done.
Permanent
I'm
stank
done.
What did I
face
walk
now.
into?
Thank face.
Yeah.
How you doing, Christopher?
I think this has become more trick than treat at this point.
Oh! Well, just wait.
Trick or treat. I never thought Chucky could be as cute as he is in one scene.
No.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
So cute.
Yeah. Nobody take my scene, damn it. All right. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to give our first impressions. That will be spoiler free. Then we'll dive into a discussion about the show, and we will get into spoilers and maybe Easter eggs and other things like that. And then we'll wrap things up with our final thoughts, our score 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. And of course, before we do, we hope you enjoyed not only this review, but others that we have on the site. And if you want to help us out, it's easy and free to do. You hit the subscribe button down below, hit the like button, or share with a friend.
Hey, lady.
I know. Yeah. I don't know why when I get tongue-tied, I go to Jerry Lewis, but hey, scene.
It's such a pertinent reference now. So many
I know it.
Yeah, so many millennials are like,
right now
Is he
there's
having a
some
stroke?
16-year-old going click.
Like, who the hell, Jerry Lewis.
It's Doc's signature phrase. No one else ever said it before.
Oh, goodness. All right, back on the rails we go. All right, let's do this. Well, we got to talk about the card, right? It totally got me.
Oh, yeah.
Sidetracked. Chucky streaming on SYFY. This episode was available starting October 19th, directed by Don Mancini, written by Kim Garland. The cast includes Zackary, Arthur, Devon, Sawa, Bjorgvin, Arnarson, Alyvia, Alyn, Lynn, Theo Briones, and Brad Dourif. Yay, golf clap. On Halloween night, Chucky targets one of Jake's frenemies at a rocking costume party, forcing Jake to either stop the killer doll or help him. I like that. Stop him or help him.
I would not call her a frenemy, though. She's just a full-on enemy. She's no frenemy.
No frenemy at all. No. There's a lot of words you could use for her. All right, let's start things off. Dave, you were up first. What was your first impression of episode 2?
You did remember.
Yeah.
Inside thing there. I never would have thought this worked. Confession, I actually watched the first and the second episode today. I hadn't watched the first episode yet, so I may get the two confused on where we're at storyline wise. But it worked really well. I really like this a lot. I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with Chucky. I mean, I love the fact that, he was kind of an iconic horror character, but at the same time, I was like, that doll, what the hell? I just sit on the damn thing. It ain't gonna, what the hell's it gonna do? So I always found the movies kind of stupid. But the series is working out really well. I mean, they're kind of doing it all a little tongue in cheek. They do the meta thing. They kind of reference back a little bit, but at no point yet have they really totally referenced, any of the movies per se. It's just kind of like, hey, well, look, Chucky's back. Here he is in a garage sale, and now he's back and he's evil. And I kind of like that. They don't waste a lot of time doing any explanation. He's just an urban legend that turns out is true. But yeah, I think it's good. It's great having Brad Dourif back as the voice. I don't know that it could have worked any other way, quite frankly. I mean, that's like the icing on the cake for sure. But this is bloody.
And he gets so much dialogue. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's just, I just had a lot of fun with it. I literally just got done watching this about 15-20 minutes before we started recording, and it was good. It's officially on the DVR list now to be recorded.
Nice.
So I don't miss any.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I like that. All right, Crystal, you're up next. What was your first impression of episode 2 of Chucky?
So I love this one just as much as I did the first episode. So, I mean, obviously I saw where it was going. I said last time what he was doing.
Yeah, he did.
Grooming him. I was like, it's very obvious. This poor kid. He needs a strong male role model that isn't Chucky. But I'm okay with Chucky. I mean, you got to take what you can get. Some of the shots in this episode specifically, are amazing. I love they used like the rack focus of and then I do love. There's actually 2 points that I really love, like the knife face.
Oh
shots.
Yes! Oh my God, the one shots is fantastic.
Yeah, there's 2 points in it, and I loved it both times. So I mean, they both obviously mean different things, but the set dressing on this episode was mind blowing. Like both homes are exquisite. That blue hexagon tile, I love. But the kids were just as cute as they were. Chucky, he's such an abusive little butthead. I promise I'm never going to do it again. Oh my God, so cliche. And so I love that they kind of address that though, because he was abused. I don't know. I just really liked it. There's a lot to it, and I just want more. I just want to know where it's going. That's all.
8 more episodes, right? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, what was your first impression of Chucky, episode 2?
All right, so I'm the
Chucky dislike.
I'm the Chucky novice here. So I swear one of you said last week that he only kills people that deserve it.
Well,
was that just in the first
He
episode?
Does, but he doesn't. No, he kills people that don't deserve it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean...
So anyway, I'm warming up to this, and I still haven't watched. I got to have you tell me which movies to watch again, but, I'm actually kind of warming up to it.
Good.
I enjoyed this, and I'm going to go back and watch the first one again because and, I don't know what else to say other than Chucky was pretty cool in this one. Yeah, like you said, a lot more dialogue, I think.
I felt like, except for the
first episode.
Yeah, the only thing better in the first episode was his, magic. The
ventriloquist act.
That was.
Yeah. Well, there was some similar stuff here to that. So anyway, I'm warming up to this, and so don't be surprised if I change my score a lot. And there wasn't near as much. Well, the thing I complained about last time was there was nobody to like. And this time around, I felt like they lightened that up a bit. There was a little bit more of Devon and the kids didn't seem as bad to me, other than Lexi.
Definitely Lexi. Right? All right, fair enough. But this is going to be an interesting journey now. All right, Christopher G. Mohr, what was your first impression of Chucky episode 2?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's it's getting kind of interesting. I mean, I love. There are some really cool shots again in this episode, like there were in the first episode. There's some really cool sort of visuals, like the mansion where the party's happening with a lot of visuals and stuff. There's some interesting kills. I did have a few issues with editing in certain places because there's like there's one part where Chucky's in one part of the house and then he's in another part of the house within like the next edit, and it didn't make sense to me. Because he's gonna have to go like 3 levels in the house.
He's supernatural. I'm
sorry. He went up and down the dumbwaiter, right? The dumbwaiter.
Now who's
yes, I love that you're defending it. I love it. No, I love it. That's so funny. I love it.
But I love. There's little things I noticed, like in the his uncle's house. They have like these flowers, like these red flowers that come down, but it looks like blood down.
And I think that was the point.
I love how they have decorations that if you look at it, it makes certain areas like weird and creepy. I mean it's got this elements of humor, but I think it's also just. I think more than anything, it's kind of interesting how this Chucky character is just like, having fun manipulating people. Mm-hmm. It's more, he knows he can get away with killing people, and he still does that, but he loves kind of manipulating people to do his bidding and get in their mind, because he's, and he's sort of like doing the same thing with, not too spoiler, but he's kind of doing the same thing with the little girl.
Oh yeah.
So there's some really interesting things with this and how, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I did have some kind of issues with I still don't see the chemistry between the girl and the boy. And I always love it when you have little kids and they're trying to act like they're smoking pot. Yeah. It looks so fake, like like Nazis smoking their cigarettes backwards or something. It's kind of, there's certain things I was like, but then I just like the humor of it and just how Chucky's just gleeful of, when he's trying to pull one over on people. There's almost like a very slapsticky comedic bit involving a bed that I thought was kind of funny.
Oh my God, yes. Thank you.
It's like something out of like a Jim Carrey film or something, just how, or Three Stooges to some degree. Yep. So I like that kind of aspect where they walk that line. And there's also some really interesting things to where it's like, even though he's become this father figure for the kid, there's like one scene where he has more sense than most people, than some people in our country when it comes to kids who are gay. So
what a great scene that is.
It's a wonderful scene, which they actually, you can go on YouTube. They have it on YouTube.
So funny.
You can find that scene, which is very important. That even though he's like a piece of shit killer, I think he says, "I'm not a monster."
Yes.
He's not homophobic, but he has a gay son, but he's still gonna kill somebody if he finds a chance.
I just like that they mentioned that movie and made it.
Yes, Seed of Chucky. Glenn. It's Glenn, right? Glenn.
Yeah. Yep.
Glenn.
Yeah. So they did make a reference to one of the movies in this episode. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
I wonder if we'll see him. I don't know. Probably not. All right. So this has become one of my guiltiest pleasures. I absolutely love the show. It does not disappoint with the amount of Chucky you get in this. I mean, it's just, there's Chucky. It is a Chucky show with Chucky in it. It's not like, you're going to see him in one scene. Oh, one scene. No, there's Chucky all throughout this. And it is, he full dialogue. It's not, just seeing his feet pitter patter across the thing. He's moving. He's there. It literally has my now favorite scene of Chucky in all the installments. Everything. There's one scene, and it'll probably get stolen by one of you. But it absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I so much enjoyed this episode, even more than the first one. I'm totally on board with this and can't wait to watch the rest of it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yep.
So let's start off talking about the great kill in this. It looks like we're going to get Kill of the Week, which I hope
I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, but I hope they break it up a little bit. But this week was pretty spectacular. And to what Crystal was saying, it had this incredibly well crafted shot with the reflection in the knife. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that a couple times, like you said, they alluded to a couple times, but this one in particular.
Well, yeah, because they use a rack focus, and then Chucky is in that knife, and I just think that was so. I just think they're doing a really good job on this. I mean, it's a TV show, so I mean, I guess maybe I don't have as high expectations.
Well, if you watch the YouTube thing, they have the little behind the scenes thing at the end, and he talks about like it's very De Palma what he's doing with the reflections, which he does that. He does it 2 times in one scene between the boy and the kid,
He
boy
turns
and
the
Chucky,
knife,
and then earlier you see his reflection in the dishwasher kill.
I love it.
So
oh my God!
But yeah, I mean, visually, I mean, that's what I think is kind of cool about it. I think this is really up in the game when it comes to Chucky films, because he's really, I mean, the director's really doing a great job in sort of like creating some really interesting scenes just visually.
Yeah, I mean, because the way it's shot until then leaves doubt whether or not it's actually Chucky, right? Because we don't see him. That's one of the scenes where we don't see Chucky until we see the reflection, and then there's no doubt it is.
Did
Chucky.
it leave? I didn't think it left because he's at school.
Well, I mean, yes, I agree with you, but it didn't show him there until the knife.
Yeah.
But it gave us the.
I didn't have any question about.
No, I didn't either.
Me neither.
I'm trying to.
No.
I think it only be a question for the police, because they also, it doesn't help that the kid knows the sequence for the turning the alarm off and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I bet that will come into play, because I bet Chucky knows it too. But this was the Halloween episode, which is pretty awesome too. Yep. I mean,
well, I love how Chucky took like a Hello Kitty thing and then broke these eyes, which is Hello Kitty, but it's creepy Hello Kitty. And I'm looking forward to see some kid or somebody dressing up as Chucky with that Hello Kitty mask, because to me that's creepier than Jason or Michael Myers put together.
We're brilliant, yeah.
Oh my God, he was so cute. He was so cute.
He's so cute when he's walking. He's
and the whole razor blade bit of it too. Oh my gosh.
Nice little redhead kid.
Well, again, the opening was another nice little callback to Halloween.
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
But it shows what a messed up kid he was, right? Kind of sad.
Still messed up, if not worse. I think he's really grown up to being messed up, all around.
Let's talk about how big a C word Lexi is. I'll try to be nice, because that costume. Let's talk about that costume. It took me a while.
Oh my gosh!
It took me a half a minute.
I knew.
I was like, "What is she doing?"
Like,
and I'm like, that's so bad. That's thoughts.
Yeah, that was. Although I did say I could. It was kind of far away when you first saw it, and at first I thought, well, oh God, somebody got stabbed at the party or something. And then I saw it's like, oh man. Although there was that one moment, she almost kind of like stops for a second, and you kind of think maybe she feels maybe a tinge bad.
I thought she was Yahoo Serious for a minute.
If she had a guitar,
what on earth?
Nobody but us will probably get that reference, Jeff.
Oh my!
I made that reference when my hair went out. I was like, Yahoo Serious. I think maybe one person got that joke.
But like, what happened?
It was just for you.
Of Australia.
Yeah.
Who sued Yahoo.com.
He did.
But anyway, I didn't. But yeah, I was like, wow, that is. The whole time they're making it out like she's going to wear something sexy for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's going to dress up as the kid's dead father. the way he died, I was like, wow. Just when I thought this girl couldn't be this biggest bitch in the world.
Yep, she's ups the game.
Dang. And you almost like, maybe Chucky should kill her.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. And then she's getting on her boyfriend because doesn't know what to do on the bed. So that makes me kind of question if she know what she's doing.
Well, I kind of like Oliver because I know he put Devon and dude in hell, but I think he meant it to be heaven.
That kid playing Oliver is one of the worst.
It's like I think he was like.
I hate saying this about any kid,
though.
young actor, but his lines are so like when he meets them at the school, it's so matter of fact. I was like, oh wow, I hope the rest of these kids are on this level of acting ability because that's the only thing. That's the one issue I had with the show. That kid doesn't work too well for me.
Are you talking about in the
that still
movies?
brings a question.
Oliver.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell if was that meant to be a super punk thing, or was that just they were just accepting of him and.
Oh, I think they were actually trying to help him out. I think they were like, because I think everybody knows that he likes Devon. It's obvious. And I think everyone kind of knows that Devon might be okay with it. Might be. So
put him in the closet.
Yeah, give him 7 minutes in heaven, hell, whatever. And, because I don't think he was trying to be, I don't think he planned it. Because he really was on his phone. He's like, oh, what? Oh, it's both of you right here? Oh, yeah, she's right there. Go, go, go. I don't think it was, it didn't appear to be like.
It didn't seem like
it was more, it wasn't malicious.
It was
like
playful.
sometimes it gets played that way, right? Where, but it still was
creepy,
humiliating for them to be put in that position. So
you think
so? Then they both have to come out of the closet.
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
It was a room, though.
That was a mansion. That's a closet.
Yeah.
Mansion,
Okay.
I know we're all middle people.
I'm
don't
like,
really know what an actual
that's a
room-sized
for me,
closet is.
Yeah.
All right. So there's plenty to talk about now. I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap up, and there's a couple scenes with Chucky and the younger sister, and we mentioned that there was going to be something with the younger sister.
Oh yeah.
All right, they are great together. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Well, I feel bad for her because she's clearly autistic. I mean, he even makes the reference, or the sister even says she doesn't even like being touched.
Well, I think that scene with the parents kind of calls that out, and I think that's why they're so excited that she's actually responding for once. She has shows any kind of emotion, that she's on some kind of autistic spectrum, and so I think it's kind of. I think I kind of like it when they do stuff like that where they don't have to come out like, why are you treating her like, because she's autistic, as opposed to just having elements within the dialogue that point that out. And that sounds perfect, I mean.
What I like is how Chucky is like totally cool with her too. Like Chucky just digs her. He's like just playing games. He's like, yeah. Like he's clearly not going to hurt the girl. He's fine with her. He's like, but your mama.
But he's trying to manipulate her too. He's wanting her to kill somebody. He's wanting her to be like he was when he was a kid. So he's trying to be like the father figure
to these
to
outcasts.
This little kid. Although that does worry me a little bit because then it runs into the whole,
Yeah.
I hope it's not one of those things where the kid goes into the school type scenario at some point during this series. I'd be a little bit worried about that. And I also kind of get irritated when people kind of point that video games are the reason people kill people or whatever.
Violence. So. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Give our final thoughts, our score 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. Dave Dreher, you're up first, and you've got to tell us before you get into it, because this was going to be one of my questions for you, was what did you think of the special effects for Chucky himself?
Oh, I think they've done wonders what they can do with Chucky now. I mean, he's come to life in this one, and I don't think there's much, if any, CGI with it. It all seemed pretty, it seemed very practical. So I think they're doing an amazing job with it. So much. I'm trying to recall back in the original Child's Play. I mean, they did good with that as well, but this just seems to be on a whole different level.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, that was what Child's Play was 15 years ago, if not more.
It's a lot more. Yeah.
I think it's
25 years ago.
I can't believe it's been that long. It's crazy. Absolutely. And even the blood effects, like with the dishwasher scene, was very well done. I loved how they justified that too. The detective's like, some people wash the knives with the points up because they think it gets the printer, which is a falsity, by the way. It's just like, thank you for that. I'm really enjoying this. I'm with you, Doc. I'm looking forward to each weekly installment now. I think this is going to be a lot of fun as long as they don't jump the shark and just start getting stupid. So
they certainly there's a delicate line. There's a delicate line.
Yeah, so we'll have to see where it goes. How many episodes is this supposed to be? Do we know? Is this a 10? A 10 or an 8?
10, but I've heard other people say, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward already to next Tuesday. Bring the next serving up.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 10. That's good. Favorite scene? Actually, there's a couple here. And I don't know which one I want to choose. I can't decide. I'm actually going to go with the. And this is not that it is a really good scene, but it brings back a personal memory that I always thought was great because it's the scene we talked about you talked about it previously when he brings up Glenn. When he's having that really great conversation, he says, "I have a gay son." He talks about all that, but for me, it brings back the memory. I may have told this on an episode before when we were discussing something similar, but way back at the beginning of all this horror journalism thing, I worked for a different site, and when Seed of Chucky came out, I really disliked that Glenn character. I did not care for it. And I said so on whatever podcast or whatever the hell we were doing. It might even have been a written review. I honestly don't remember. But one day at work, my phone rings, and it was a California call, so I picked it up, and it was Don Mancini. And he's like, "Hey, just want to let you know, I read your thing." He goes like, "I agree with you." He's like, I don't know what the heck where I was thinking I was going to head with that. And, he had this whole explanation. I was like, "Hey, that's cool. Thanks. Wow. Thanks for calling."
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, it was just like out of the blue, out of nowhere. I was like, okay, that was cool. But it was a great scene in this particular show, but it also brought back that memory, which I hadn't thought of apparently for about 25 years. So, and as far as rating goes, again, I watched the first 2 episodes, so I'm kind of rating both of these together, but I'm giving it a solid 4. I think it's really good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, Crystal, you're up next. What's your final thoughts? Your score. Your favorite scene?
So I think Glenn would have been a lot better if he wasn't so darn creepy looking.
Well, at the time, in the review, I said that it was a David Bowie lookalike because he looked like he looked like David Bowie in that Scary Monsters video that Bowie did back in the day.
Wasn't a good look, and when he became Glenda, he should have looked even more attractive. I feel like that was my biggest issue. I'm like, no self-respecting transgender or drag.
Transgender evil puppet.
Yeah,
would
like that. Be quite that disheveled. But so I loved it. I gave it a 4, I think, last time. Maybe a 4 1/4. Like 4 1/4 is where I'm for both episodes too. I'll start I want to kind of do it all. My favorite scene. I mean, obviously, I brought that up. It's got to be the dishwasher. It's got to be. It's obvious. It's just got to be the dishwasher.
It is a good one.
Yeah, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. I was actually surprised. I was like, I thought he was going to simmer down a bit and not, be murking. I don't know.
Nope,
but I gotta say, I really love but there's nothing funnier than he's like, I didn't do it. I was dead. I didn't do it.
Was it me?
Yes. Oh my God. How did I forget that? Because I was like dying. I was like, yeah, you stick with it. Test a lie. Mm-hmm.
You can't change your mind now. You gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
So I'm warming up to this. It's probably too big of a jump to to go to a 4, but it's really well done, and I'm starting to warm to this. So I got to find out the other 2 movies you guys said I should watch.
Curse and Cult of Chucky.
Yeah.
Curse and Cult. Okay.
Yeah. Or watch them in date order. I don't know which one. I think.
Okay.
Curse is first, and then Cult,
Curse,
right?
and then Cult. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Cult was the last one. Well, the last good one. Yeah.
So anyway, and I'll pick my for favorite scene. I'm going to take Lexi's little dance. Her costume.
Oh my God! No, really?
When it hit me
costume
what
dance?
she was doing, I laughed my ass off.
Oh my God, Jeff! Wow.
That's an extended
Wow.
scene, too.
Well, it was so terrible. I mean, it was
Keep
so
going.
off the wall.
She jolts around for a couple minutes there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like it. Oh, and he's
Yeah.
just like mortified. It's oh God.
Mm.
But then he goes outside the door and he's like, I'm gonna go back and get her. All right, Christopher, your final thoughts, your score, favorite scene.
Yeah, and there's that funny scene where he's just like, he's a bully.
Yes.
Well, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Mm.
But yeah, I've been really kind of surprised. I think a lot of times when we kind of transfer, when we bring movies to TV, sometimes it doesn't necessarily work. You know, and I think they're doing a great job of sort of having that nice balance of humor and horror, but also just expanding a little bit and just having a little bit more fun. I think with Chucky,
Yep.
to where he's not just some, guy running around and stabbing people for no reason, but it is kind of interesting how he's sort of having fun manipulating people, and doing his thing, and also just it's kind of interesting the issues these kids are dealing with, especially the main kid. And that girl is just pure evil. I just hate her so much. I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of arc where she kind of does a turnabout or something. But
And then that's when she's gonna get
I think after this episode, her boyfriend may.
I would hope so. Jeez, that was his uncle.
Although he's
He's a boy.
Yeah, he's a boy, but at the same time, he's not. He's also his heart's not in it, like we saw in the bed scene. But yeah, overall, it's a fun thing. Where there's just some fun moments with Chucky, some fun pieces of dialogue, some really cool visual moments, and it just makes me kind of excited to see where we go from here because there's so many. This show is actually much more visually interesting than I thought a Chucky series could be.
Right.
And I think really Dan Mancini is really doing a good job of really sort of finding some interesting ways to tell it to where it just feels cool, just visually interesting. Like we talked about the blade shots, which is like things like that. And I know. Dave was asking about we're talking about the effects stuff. Again, if you see the effects thing, which is on YouTube, it's either at the end of the episode, and I think they have it separate too, where they talk to the guy who voices Chucky, and they show them doing some of the effects in this episode. And he's got like a rod on his head, and the little girl talks about working with the puppet and stuff. And it's kind of interesting how they're all like manipulating it, making it move, and they of course use a little bit of visual effects to remove rods and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So they can make it a little bit realistic. And I think they used a little person from when he's walking in the street. But yeah, there's just moments where like you laugh. There's moments like, oh, I hate this person. There's moments like, oh, Chucky's so cute. And I just like, it makes me, oh man, I have to wait till next week. I can't binge this show. Like,
No, it's awful.
SYFY, you bastard.
And I'm also, I know, because I'm watching on YouTube, I also like the behind the scenes stuff too. I find that very interesting where they talk to the actors. Actually, the mom of the evil girl that's her real mom.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Nice.
So she's kind of excited to work with her daughter on the set. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I did have some issues with editing, which didn't make sense time-wise. How certain scenes happen.
It feels like some of the sequences are out of order.
It feels like or something was cut out or something, because literally there's a scene where he's in that basement playing with her, and the next minute he's under a bed upstairs, and so I don't.
And then he's back downstairs again.
Okay.
Yeah, then he's back down. So it's like, I mean, unless he has like the flu network from Harry Potter, where he can just appear or apparate where he wants to be. There's
but you still
something
need a
bit
fireplace too with that, though, don't you?
unless that big mansion has like a fire pole or something,
or it's gonna have dumbwaiter or something. I'm down to dumbwaiter.
But as for favorite scene, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that I could pick, actually. I mean, there's so many really great moments, but I think I kind of like I call it the Inspector Clouseau scene where he's trying to stab the people in the bed.
Yes.
It feels like one of those, it feels like one of those things where some killer's trying to kill Inspector Clouseau and he just happens to move at the right time. And they talk about that in the behind the scenes stuff where they had to plan it at the right time for the little blade to come up. And so I like that scene where he's like, he keeps missing them. I like that sort of comedic nature in a horror scene. That I thought that was kind of cool. So that's probably one of the several scenes I probably could have picked in this episode, because there are several.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel forced, right? It feels like he's naturally just missing, and it just happens to be funny, right?
Yeah. Because he's like, he moves it here, and he's like, okay, they're over there. Let me move it here, and you can even see the frustration in his eyes. They do such a great job with the eyes in this, because there's a scene where he's sitting there and you see his eyes go to the left. When the kid's looking at the computer, which is that, I think that's that. There's that. It's either a rack focus or a split diopter shot in that scene. So.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's so creepy.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in here and say, yeah, this is one of my new favorite things to watch. I did not anticipate enjoying this so much, and I think it's because they give it so much Chucky, and they do it well. They give us good Chucky, and who knows they're going to get good Chucky or not. And it just really works. And the fact that the two characters have dialogue, and that it means something, it's just, how wonderful is that? What a pleasant surprise. And it's one of my new favorites. 4.5. 4.5.
Yay.
I really love this show.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see where they go. I can't wait. I know from teasers and stuff that some other characters are on their way, and I can't wait to have them get involved, because it's either going to be the funniest thing, or it's going to jump the shark, right? But I can't wait for those people to get involved. My favorite scene, I can't believe you guys didn't mention it. I am so happy.
Well, you said you pretty
said
much
it because
mentioned
I
it.
did it to be
but
nice
I didn't know if you knew which scene I meant.
Well,
Okay, so I love. All right, so the shot of Chucky walking down the street in costume with, just the Hello Kitty mask, is my favorite shot of Chucky in all of Chucky Dome, because it's like hide in plain sight. It is so wonderful, so brilliantly realized, and he can act like himself, and they just like think he's a little redheaded kid, right? And it's just so funny. Oh my god, I loved it. That no ifs, ands, or buts. That was my favorite scene. It's gonna be hard to top.
His interaction with the woman on the doorstep is really
so
funny too.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you a treat if you tell me where the potty's at. And then later on, I never thought you could make fun of somebody who just cut their tongue.
I know. That's why I feel so bad about it.
You kind of feel bad, but then you laugh, because there's one part where she's like, well, it said good gays. I mean, good guys. And there's this, how they pulled comedic stuff out of somebody who's literally spitting out blood from a cut tongue from an album. I mean, stuff like that. I was like, this is really, Don Mancini's having a lot of fun with this series.
Yeah.
Yes.
And honestly, it just proves that the more Chucky, the better. I really
more well done, Chucky. Yeah.
Well,
that wasn't
that
Chucky. That was Buddy. That was Buddy. That was not Chucky. That was Buddy. Buddy is bad. Bad Buddy. Bad Buddy.
Chucky.
Chucky good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it never happened.
That doesn't
It's like
exist
a
in my
bad
world.
nightmare.
That's that alternate universe that I snipped,
Yeah, for real.
like in Loki.
The next episode is called "I Like to Be Hugged." Isn't that wonderful?
Oh no.
Yeah. What are you
I wanna
hugging?
play with
big,
you.
A big knife in your gut is what you're hugging.
All right. Well, Dave, Jeff, Crystal, thank you for joining me. Christopher, thank you for coming on board to do this. It is. I'm so happy we're all here talking about this show. I did not know I was going to say that this year, and having such a great time. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yay.
All right.
Talk about Chucky.
Chucky. Let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.